flexes from one pose to the next. So you can actually see that whole arm bone is starting to move a little bit more naturally. One of the other things I've actually added to the set of painting tools scripts on my site is also just set paint weight to 0.02, so you don't have to keep dialing it down to that. I should probably add 0.07 as well, because I tend to use that a lot as well. But now it's a matter of just playing back and forth and trying to find problem areas. You can see that this has been weighted very poorly. This row of verts in the center here is weighted quite strongly to the center bone, but these ones aren't, and so we're getting this bit of a sort of tearing feeling happening here through the lower arm. So we're going to have to go through and just paint some of these weights back in. Try to get a bit of a nicer fall off through this this part of the muscle. And again, it's a bit of give and take, so I may have to add a bit more back into the original forearm bone. See if I can get a nice soft twist going on in the muscles, and don't have anything where it starts looking like it's tearing or pulling the model in strange directions that shouldn't be. Now this is all nice. I mean, we can sit here and paint back and forward, but you're often in a position where sometimes you end up weighting vertices a bit odd. You're not getting as nice as soft a fall off as you want between things, and you can sit there playing with the vertex weightings back and forth, and you always end up painting on the wrong thing or going in and selecting each one, trying to even them out. Best thing for that is paint blend weights. There is no actual option in Mac 6 for paint blend weights. It was never added to the interface. However, it was added to the code. This was just because there was no time to test it. But as it turns out, there was nothing wrong with the code to begin with. So you can actually get script access to it again. And again, of course, on my website, part of the skin tools is skin paint blend mode on off. Going into that mode requires a bit more weight on the paintbrush. You need to turn up the value of the paintbrush a bit. Nice big area, and what it does is it sort of normalizes the weights, and it blurs them or blends them together a bit. Might be a bit strong. This way you can actually paint over areas. What it'll do is it'll even out the weights between the bones that affect that vertice, or in this case all the vertices that I paint over. It's great because now you can actually soften areas completely and making sure they're a little more even, so you can see all the weights starting to even out. I find it best to do it with each bone. This is a great way of sort of correcting areas. So sometimes I'll even go through the process of just a hard weighting up to a bone, just dialing up all the vertices in area to a bone, dialing up all the next set of vertices to the next bone, and then just using the blend brush to blend between the two and soften the joints between them. So now our forearm is actually twisting quite nicely. Once we have mesh smooth on that, it'll soften it out a bit more and make it nice and blend nicely. So now you can see the muscles spinning and rotating a bit. I'm going to actually paint a bit more weight into this muscle here. Of course, let's back to a 0.2 instead of the 0.44, which would, or 0.2 something I think I had it finally set at, which would have just painted way too much weighting in. So with the paint weight brush, you want really low settings, and the paint blend a little bit higher at 0.2, 0.3, 0.4 to get it to do any amount of sort of changes to it. So that area is looking pretty good. Now we can go onto our finger and actually check the finger as well and start working on it. We're going to need some animation on it to do that. So again, let's go in.